Yeah. Hold on. Let me hit the end. Let me put the, because I know folks are going to want to talk about this. Yeah. Let me put this in the comment here. The link. Hold on. I'm going to put the link on. I'm going to pin that link. And then I'm going to also put it on X so people can join the conversation.
Of course.
Hold on. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Pin. Okay. I'm going to hit that. All right. Folks are starting to come in here. What's up, everybody? I'm going to say join us. Chat. Call in. Comment. Ask questions. Beterbiev before 2. All right, let me hit this. I'm going to pin this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Boxing Rush Hour Show, usually a Friday edition. But Zach and I have some time right now, so we're coming to you fresh off the breaking news, and we're going to get into that. But Zach, what's going on? Do you have your 40 below Timbs on? And are you chuckling through the snow and the ice and all that bad weather, or is it cleared up over there in New York City?
Nah, man. It's been snowing, man. It's like it sucks sometimes, but you know how it goes, man. It's funny when you get a car wash and then next day it's snowing. And
Well, then
the
you have,
snow in New York is just straight. It's slushy and it's ice. It's dirty snow. But the roads get clear. You know how.
yeah, and then you got the pigeons, the grimy pigeons shitting in your car and all that.
But the
Yeah,
cold weather. The people in New York know the cold weather is terrible. That's what's
yeah,
up.
man, and they've got something coming up next Friday in New York City, in your neck of the woods, Brooklyn. Javante Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. That's happening.
Yes.
Um, you know, funny that Tank said something about recently where the he noticed that like a good portion of his fan base from IG is from the tri-state area, from New
Yes.
York. So um, it makes sense for him to go out there. I heard tickets are moving really quick, really fast. They're moving well there. But listen, people are gonna make that trip from the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, few hours, 4 or 5 hours, depending on where you at. They're gonna make it for that one. Lamont Roach, Javante Davis, a lot of intrigue in there. And we're starting with that because I want to get more people into the show before we start talking about like the stuff over at Riyadh. Also, I just decided to do this right now. If we get the numbers up to about 200 or 250, I'm going to be giving away a pair of these 14-ounce Hayabusa boxing gloves,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Floyd Mayweather edition. There you go, Floyd Mayweather edition. Still with the
Nice.
tags.
Shout
I
out to
got a pair.
Floyd.
Shout out to Floyd. Shout out to Hayabusa. They're like $200. I'm gonna be giving a pair away.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if we get the numbers all the way up, so those that are starting to come in, keep sharing, let people know that we live. We get the number to about 200, 250.
Maybe the
Then
first
I
person who calls in or something like that. You don't
Yeah, or
know.
maybe we do something like that, but we'll figure it out. And so yeah, that's gonna be on the docket for today. But Javante Davis, Lamont Roach Jr. Pay-per-view. It's gonna be on ppv.com next week. Prime Video pay-per-view. ppv.com. And obviously, they have like Jim Lampley, Lance Pugmire, and them doing the exclusive live chat. If you do it that way, no subscription required. Prime Video just gives you the telecast, $79.99, I believe it is. Yeah, one of the things that stands out to me the most is, well, two things. One, Tank doing the media workout, still with Hunter, and haven't seen Calvin, haven't seen um, Coach Kenny Ellis. Although Kenny Ellis posted a picture of him and Tank, but Barry Hunter was doing the media workout with his team. Usually by about this time, though, is when Calvin and Kenny come into the camp, right? They come usually on the tail end, do strategy and all that. Do you find it odd that they weren't part of the media workout at this point of the training camp?
No, I don't find it odd. You would think you'd be like, damn, why they not in it? But I think it's more of like a strategic thing from Javante. It's like, yo, they weren't at the press conference. You know what? I ain't even gonna let them see my training people, my real team during the media workout. So fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Let my guys like be behind the scenes doing their thing and people talk how they want to talk or whatever. But come fight night, they'll be there. But we'll see. And
Yeah,
Barry
well,
Hamill's a really, really good trainer, and he's had some of the top guys, and he's been in the ring of so many people as far as when it comes to being a trainer, and he's good, man. He's real good, real good.
yeah, and some people might be over analyzing it, right? Because he had the media workout in DC, not in Maryland at the Upton gym. He didn't have traditional media at the media workout. He only had um, influencers and like social media influencers there. So like athletes that have podcasts and hip hop artists that have a platform. He only
Hmm.
had them there, which I thought that was a little interesting that he took that approach. But Javante hasn't been doing like traditional media for some time now, so um, I think that if that works for him, yeah. And maybe that was the reason why he didn't want to have Calvin and Kenny in there, because that wasn't the type of vibe it was just kind of like showing these cats that half of them probably just started watching boxing like a year ago, and just
Yeah, yeah,
flashing some combinations and stuff like that, and
yep, yep.
not
That makes
nothing really
sense.
nothing really too crazy.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, but I was talking to Robert Diaz, who advises Lamont Roach Jr. He says that Lamont is focused and ready. He's seen something different in Roach ever since winning the title, which we've spoken about here, where you win the title, something changes in you, right? And so um, I think that we're probably gonna be pleasantly surprised for those that don't really follow like that. That Roach is gonna be more of an opponent than people are giving them come next weekend.
yeah. Well, shout out to Robert Diaz. Robert Diaz, he's always been besides the separation from Golden Boy, he's always been a solid dude. You know what I'm saying? I fought his fight at Kano and everything. Always respect with Robert Diaz. Always a good guy to me, to my face. And he a good dude. Lamont Roach, man, he's gonna come to fight. He's focused. He's not one of those people you sleep on. I've been in the ring with him. We sparred, and you would think, oh, he's just a little guy, and you can do whatever you want with him. Nah, he lets his presence be known in the ring, and he's all around good textbook fighter. He knows how to box. He can box. He's good. He got the basics. He's tough. He's not scared of nothing. Real poise, which poise gets you real far, and at the high level, because a lot of guys
Hmm.
panic and it wastes your energy. It takes away your stamina. So I'm not gonna be surprised if we see a really good Lamont Roach that night.
Yeah, yeah, and we're gonna take a step back a little bit and talk about some of the fights that happened this past weekend. We haven't caught up since on Friday night. Keyshawn Davis, man, is this kid? Did he hit that next level or
Oh yeah,
what?
he became world champion.
He became the WBO world champion, and the first thing that I noticed as soon as they started fighting, man, that size difference was crazy. That
Hmm.
size difference was crazy. But outside of that, what did you think of Keyshawn Davis? And did he show you anything new that kind of made you raise an eyebrow a little bit, like in a good way?
Not really. He literally fought Barichek the same exact way he would have fought somebody when he was 5-0. He went in there aggressive. Know that Barichek ain't have nothing for him. Respect to Barichek, but you're not close to nothing of the level of these guys or anybody else. And he got his ass smoked. And Keyshawn Davis smoked him. He did what he has to do. But you know, there are some things that Keyshawn, and then of course he's got Bud Crawford's team. You understand? And Bud Crawford's team, they're literally trying to mold Keyshawn Davis into another Terrence Crawford, except his own fighter. So they're going to be changing a lot of things, as in, some of the stuff that Keyshawn does, he leaves himself open a little bit. He does certain things you know, like it'll be hard. It's gonna be hard to beat Keyshawn by like a decision and stuff. The way Keyshawn Davis, if he ever loses, is by knockout, like cold knockout, by leaving himself open, getting a little too carried away. Because we've seen Terrence Crawford, get clipped with some shots, getting a little carried away. But Terrence Crawford does have a good chin. He's been hurt couple times, but he got a good chin and he's got good legs. But we don't know this yet when it comes to Keyshawn Davis. But we did see him hurt with the other kid he did fight from Philly and all that.
Yeah, and not only that, but I feel like Keyshawn. There were moments in the other fights where he showed a little immaturity, right? And I felt like in this fight he was a little more locked in and was more like prepared for the moment than maybe some of the other fights. Maybe he felt like he didn't have to be as serious, but for this one, he seemed like he was all the way locked in. Did you get that
Yeah,
feeling?
it's his first title fight, so he is locked in. You know what I'm saying? He know if this doesn't go through, everybody's gonna laugh at him. Everybody's gonna talk about him. He's talking a lot of stuff and bring a lot of other guys' name up to promote himself. But he was locked in. He did what he had to do. He's focused and he looked real good, real good.
Yeah, and one somebody else. I'm sorry, I was sending a message to somebody see if you know how I like to have the pop up guest. I had somebody, a promoter that I just messaged see if he wants to come on or not. But I Xander Zayas was also on the card. Now Xander had another win, stopped this guy that people wanted him to stop. He finally got the stoppage that he hasn't had in a while, and uh now he's like number one. He said he wants Sebastian Fundora next. Is he ready for a Sebastian Fundora?
The guy he fought was a game guy. I believe, in my opinion, premature stoppage. You gotta let the guy fight. You understand? You gotta let the guy fight. Zayas, he hasn't gotten any stoppages in a while, and that was basically a gift stoppage for him to put him back in the stoppage category again. But he's not ready for Sebastian Fandor yet. He's not ready for any of those top guys yet. You understand? I really don't know who to put him up against. If not saying he's fighting, I don't even know. A guy like Jorge Cota he would fight a guy like that type of level, and then he would fight like an Erickson Lubison or somebody like that.
But see, this is the problem, though, Zach. He's number one in the WBO,
Yeah, but you
so
know,
they're gonna force the mandatory at some point, like really soon. Because
okay,
Sebastian
now tell
Fundora,
me tell me who's there.
well, Sebastian Fundora is the champion, right?
Yep.
And so he's fighting Shaw Booker in March. If he wins that fight, which is considered a voluntary defense, then he has to fight the mandatory, which is Xander.
Well, guess what? If Xander is in that position, so when you get the title shot, take the title shot. Now it doesn't matter if you're ready or not. Put up a shut up.
Yeah.
You're gonna fight Fandora. It's gonna, you're gonna have to train hard, work hard, do what you have to do to make it a great fight. And hey, what if you beat Fandora? Officially, you're the man. at
Just like
154.
that.
One of the men just like that 154. But guess what? You lose Fundora, you're taking the biggest steps back because that's the way it works with these promotion companies.
And I think that he's ready to take that risk. I don't know
He has
if
to if he's number one. That's it. You guys put yourself in there. So now you guys got to put up. And Xander, he's good. He's all around good. He has good basics and all that type of stuff. It's just the levels now, but he's there and he's asking for it. So you got to put him in with Fundora. That's it.
yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, man, I just ooh.
Good kid, good respectful kid. Doesn't act stupid on the internet. Doesn't talk bad about people or anything like that. Good respectful kid and everything. But I don't believe he's ready for Fundora. But if the opportunity's here, you got to take it, shine, and prove us all wrong.
Now let me ask you this. Is a fight between Xander and Sebastian Fundora for the title, if Fundora ends up beating Booker,
Hmm.
um, is that worthy of a big room garden fight in June?
No, it's not. No.
Okay.
The reason why I say it's not only because you know Fundora's great. He's big, everything, but he's not a superstar. You understand? He's not like a lavish superstar. Great fighter, top notch, the highest level, but he's not a superstar fighter. It's not. He has a fan base. It's not super crazy. You understand? And Xander as well. He's got some of a fan base and everything that you put in the theater, easy. Fill it, and it'll fill up the whole thing. You understand? So I don't know. They would have that.
Yeah,
That's a very good question, and I would wonder where they would be putting a fight like that.
it
Obviously, if they're at the Garden, then put it at the Garden. It's the
yeah, I
only
mean
way,
it
I
yeah, I
guess.
think I think the only you'd have to take hmm,
Can't put it in the big arena. It's not going to sell out. It's not.
unless you stack it with somebody
Let's,
else,
you got to
you
put on the
know.
cards there. If Amanda Serrano was on the card, then yes, but
Yeah.
that's not happening.
I'm gonna tell you somebody that caught my attention right away, man,
Who's that?
is Juanmita Lopez, bro.
He's good,
Um,
man. Good little fighter,
yeah,
man. He's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is the thing, man. Like, I try not to put too much stock on your first pro fight, right? But when you see certain things on a fighter, like that you notice, you're like, oh, like this guy might be one of them guys in the future.
Hmm.
And looking at just for even for those 30, 60 seconds that he fought this guy, just the technique and his approach, I was like, ooh, man, this guy, he might be one of them guys.
Hmm.
Um, and he got that pop, bro. Yo, he hit that dude with that one punch, and he was done, bro. He was done. So he smoked him like a locks pack. Like, oh man. Um, what do you think of Juanmita, and do you put like what is your assessment of him, even though you had such a small opportunity to look at him?
I think he's good. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's got some good talent, good little skills and everything like that. He just has to get seasoned more because it's just his pro debut. You understand? The most important thing I believe is his skills there, all that stuff. Everything is there. He needs to be right here and stay in here, which means you knocked out this guy 2 seconds. Guess what? Know that that's what you were supposed to do,
Hmm.
and continue to do what you're supposed to do, and don't go outside of that thinking that you're more than that, because guess what, that's when the high comes, because
Yeah.
they'll throw on a guy you think he's supposed to knock out in 2 seconds, that's 24 and 11, that gives him a rough time, then he doesn't look good, then they start putting him on the back burner. So know and stay focused. Well, I mean, stay focused, bro. Work hard in the gym, and don't take nobody lightly, and take everybody like they're trying to take your spot. And guess what? He'll make money fast in the little lightweight classes. What?
Yeah,
Start
and
making
and I
money.
and I think that I think his dad would do that.
The
You
Correa,
know,
the Correa can do that.
when I spoke to him, he looked like he had a really good head on his shoulders. So,
Nice.
um, my only concern, and this is a concern for any fighter out of Puerto Rico that still lives in Puerto Rico, that they tend to, for whatever reason, I don't want to say lazy, but the distractions start coming in, and they don't start preparing as well as they should be.
I'm gonna be
um
honest. What happens is they get money, they chilling over there, Puerto Rico, the prettiest girls in the world, and then boom, start making little money, start eating. Nah, no, yo, va, no, no, mañana, no, 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 no. Another day, otro día, no, and then it starts adding up, and up, and up. You can get into gang shit. You can a bunch of stuff. You can hang out. You can be like, not to bring the other this guy's name up, and I won't. The other kid who crashed on a motorcycle, he was one of the best
Verdejo.
coming out.
Yeah.
Got smoked, and you know what I'm saying. But if he stays focused, which he has his dad, the guys you see that have their dad in their life, they usually stay focused as long as the father is not overpowering it and taking too much away from their son. Other than that, he should do good.
And that is a perfect segue to our next topic. But before we do that, I'm going to hit the comments. Shout out to Willie over on X. He always
Shout out to
shows
Willie.
shows tremendous love. He said, "What's up, A? That interview with Roberto Diaz was fire. Now you're at it again. Yo, I appreciate that, Willie." Then I got my guy, Boxing and Barbecue. Does great stuff over there on social media, goes to all the fights,
We
has a
doing
huge
good.
platform. He be doing this thing. Every time I go to Vegas or to one of the fights, we end up closing down the bar. It's always a great time. He said, "What's going on with the news today?" Still got a great fight, and we're gonna talk about that as well. Shout out to Boxing and Barbecue. Listen, we got the fights in Saudi Arabia, right? First bit of news that came out was on Monday. It was Tuesday. On Tuesday, Floyd Schofield didn't show up to the grand arrivals, right? People started whispering all around. Eddie Hearn using his platform as he does all the time. Uh, Kind of threw out a little blurb. He was like, "Oh yeah, so Floyd Schofield wasn't here." He was like, the BBBOC, or the British Boxing Board of Control, they do something that really isn't done anywhere, which is they do a weight check on Wednesday of fight week. All right. So I guess you have to be at a certain weight or percentage away from the fight weight for you to continue to move forward. So Eddie Hearn went and said after that, he was like, "Hey, I heard he was training, because he has the weight check on Wednesday." But then, he followed it quickly with "But you got to ask Golden Boy about that, right?" Come to find out 24 hours later, or maybe 10 hours later, and Floyd Schofield was removed from the fight by the BBBOC. He ended up in the hospital. They say he was sick, fell ill. Golden Boy sent out a press release, and I will read it here as soon as I get it. But basically, they were talking about that, he got sick and that he's not going to be able to make the fight. I don't have it here. But anyway, that, he fell ill, and he's not going to fight Shakur Stevenson. Uh, a lot of conspiracy theorists. The problem that I have here is that, one, his father has way too much. He is way too involved in his son's career. All right. I get it. It's his son, but he's not 5 years old. He controls his social media. He posts and responds and all that for his son on social media. He said this, that's what he does. Um, on the interviews, he hot dogs the interviews most of the time. I would say like 90% of the time he hot dogs the interview. Makes it always about him. Then he got on social media and started ranting about just random stuff like, oh, at first it was Shakur's team sent the like a masseuse with the cream and all of this, and and then he kind of backtracked a little bit, and then he takes a video of his son in the hospital, hooked up to a bunch of cables, to post it. And then he says, in time we will explain and this, that, and the third. Brother, we're in 2025. If you don't go and explain the shit right away, man, tomorrow people will forget about that. People will not care about what you got to say. You got to address it at that point, or don't address it at all. But he is, so now I don't know what's going on, Floyd Schofield. Golden Boy put that press release, but what do you make of this whole fiasco with his father? And is there a point where, his son needs to be like, yo, dad, you need to chill out. I'm a grown ass man. Let's keep it moving.
His son ain't gonna grow. His son ain't gonna grow. He talk about he be talking about crazy stuff in his son's interviews with his son right next to him. His son ain't gonna grow. You seen the heavy dad influences in boxing, Kenny Porter, Angel Garcia, a lot of these other guys, and they talk for their sons big time, but they let their sons be men. He ain't letting his son be a man. He ain't letting his son talk. You saying a whole bunch of stuff about how he almost cracked on himself when he sparred this dude and other. He weird. He weird. I don't know what's happening over there in Dubai. I wasn't invited over there.
Riyadh.
In Riyadh, I wasn't invited over there. But yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Things do happen in boxing that are weird. People do play tricks. People do things. Don't Cause I don't want people getting it twisted. People do shit. They mess with a lot of stuff. Spike water, squeeze your water before you fucking, or bring your own water to the arena. All that before you, because they will spike your water. If you don't squeeze it, it might look, bro. Little things. But in all reality, on the topic you're saying, he's getting in the way of his son's career. You posting your son while he's on cables and all that is trash. Now, do I think they're lying? As in, I don't know what this dude's talking about. He's bringing up a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. All I know is that Schofield is sick or something is wrong with him, because no hospital will let you fake IV and hospital bed. They will tell you go home, get something, and give you Tylenol. He's actually in a hospital bed, so something is really wrong with him. It could have been dehydration for not making weight or trying to kill himself, which most likely it probably is. And they probably thought they had a bunch of time until they got smoked with the, oh, you got to win on Wednesday. And anyway, but that's what happens, in boxing. But I wish Schofield a speedy recovery, and I hope he comes back from this. And I hope Golden Boy take good care of him with this and get him another fight and everything, because this was a big opportunity that has been missed. That has been really missed. And I know Schofield and them, they really wanted to fight, I'm sure. Because why would you have taken the fight? Why would you kill yourself to try and make this weight anyway? You
and
understand?
and reportedly he was supposed to make $1 million.
Yeah, and he was gonna make a mill. You feel me? He gonna make a mill. He can get a couple little. He probably never had a girl. He probably get a little. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Do what he gotta do. You feel me? But I'll tell you this. With his father controlling his stuff the way he does, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not disrespecting his dad, but that shit is corny. It's corny. Like, why you keep talking for your son? Nobody want to hear you talk, especially with your voice. Nobody want to hear him talk that much. We want to hear Floyd Schofield talk, because Floyd Schofield, he's actually talked very well for himself when he does without his father in the back. He talks good for himself. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He's a cool young man. Nobody want to hear his dad talk. Let the kid be a grown man now.
Yeah.
But fuck all that. Who is Shakur fighting?
And we're gonna get into
Who is
that.
he
And and
fighting right now?
and and I just want to add one thing when you say people play tricks. one thing that comes to mind real quick, and I heard him say this, so it's not me just making it up. Floyd one time said that he sent some strippers to Miguel Cotto's room the night before the fight, and they knocked on his door,
Yo,
and you know
bro.
what I mean, and try to work him up that way and
People
all that.
play
So
tricks, man.
yeah,
Trust me, I've been there. I've seen. Yo, bro, people play tricks. We've had people come in, peek into the locker rooms and like all everything that you could think of. It happens in boxing, so I don't rule anything out. Poisoning, food poisoning, all that, I don't rule a thing out at all. But
yeah.
that man, let's just son be a man. Anyway,
Yeah. So now they did find a replacement. Shakur Stevenson is fighting Josh Padley. He is 15-0, 4 KOs. Has been a pro since 2019. He's 29 years old from the UK. His last notable win looks like was his last fight, which was in September. He beat Mark Chamberlain by unanimous decision. I think Mark Chamberlain at that time was the favorite, and he was like coming up, so it was like a little bit
what
of
was the
a.
record of Mark Chamberlain?
He was 16-0 at the time.
Uh,
Yeah, so they were building him up, and then it was kind of like an upset, an odds upset that he beat him. So but outside of that, looking down the list, I mean, the only undefeated fighter that he fought that had more than 10 fights was a Jimmy First, which was in 2023. But everybody else, a lot of crooked records on his record. So you kind of expect this type of fighter for a late replacement, for Shakur Stevenson. Um, you know, Unfortunately though, this is gonna be another Shakur 12 rounds to zero type of fight. Like and I don't know if that does anything for Shakur.
yo, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Shakur Stevenson goes 12 rounds with this dude, you could pack Shakur up.
Mm,
Shakur gotta stop this guy. Shakur is one of the best fighters in the world. He's good, real good. And if you can't fuck with him, and if you can't hurt him, he will walk you down and try to get you out of there. But if the guy shows a fight and everything, Shakur's gonna do his boxing shit. But yo, what I would like to see from Shakur, because he can do it. He's accurate. It's just his hands, bro. He got the hands issues, and that sucks. But Shakur could stop guys, bro. He can try and stop this guy. If he stops this dude in say 4 or 5 rounds, yeah. Next. Like, yo, I
yeah.
was supposed to do that to this dude. Next. What's up? Mandatories, whoever I want to fight. Yeah. But if he goes 12 rounds with this guy, that's gonna be a real bad look for Shakur. And Shakur is a real good fighter. It
Yeah,
can't that
and
can't happen.
and you know what? It's sad to say, but I think Floyd Schofield might have lost his opportunity. I don't think they revisit the Shakur fight.
He ain't revisiting nothing. Once that's it, that's out. That's gone.
Is out. Shakur's gonna move on, and he's gonna fight the winner of Zapata versus Tevin Farmer, the rematch.
And guess what? That's good. That's good. I would you see now that is appealing. A fight like that is appealing. Nobody cares about this, whatever. Shakur fighting the winner of Cepeda Farmer. Now that's appealing shit because those guys are coming to fight and
Yeah,
it's real and they're on that high level as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like to see. I don't want to see him fighting another guy like Schofield or anybody like this. But you got to give guys opportunities. And Schofield, he did jump up for the opportunity, and it was just unfortunate that he couldn't do it.
and I'm gonna tell you this: if let's say if Tevin Farmer wins, and they do Shakur versus Tevin Farmer in New Jersey, oof,
That's yo. All right. So
oof,
look, that is appealing to boxing. That's appealing
yeah,
to boxing fans. That's appealing to the urban community, to the hood, all of it. You got
yes,
Philly, Jersey. Come on, bro. That
hmm
is nice. I don't even want to see Zapata fight Shakur. I want to see that now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That'll be a good fight. You understand?
hell
But
yeah.
Farmer got to get past Zapata first, or Zapata got to get past Farmer.
Yeah. So we'll see what it is.
Yeah. I want to
We'll
see a
keep.
big stoppage from Shakur this weekend, though. I ain't
I
gonna front.
I, I
That's
do
what I want
too,
to see.
man.
I think
I
he's going
do.
straight to the body on this dude. To be honest, he's gonna come
Mm,
out a little cautious. He's gonna block a little bit, test this guy's power, and then it's over. He's walking down, going to this dude's body, and he's gonna try and stop this guy. That's what I see
yeah.
from Shakur. Yep.
Let's see what it is. Listen, for those that are watching, it's about a 142 right now. The link, the StreamYard link is pinned to the YouTube channel, AG Boxing. If you want to go on there and come on the show, talk your shit, ask a question, whatever the case may be, you don't gotta have your camera on. That's fine. Just do that, and then we'll go from there. Like I said earlier, if we reach about 200 to 250. I'll be giving away a pair of these Hayabusa Mayweather 14-ounce gloves from his new line of boxing gloves that's on Hayabusa.com. So let's get those numbers up, share the live stream, and we'll kind of go from there. Now, so the breaking news is Martin Bakole. So let's backtrack for a second. Daniel Dubois was supposed to defend his Justin's going way up to too much right now. Hold on. Let me see, because I got somebody. Uh, you can you can come on if you want.
Why you reading this? Everybody
With just
hates
audio.
him, bro.
I want to make. Uh, all right. Shout out to JH. Hey Abe, Zach, love. Fight CW, love. Farmer versus Stevenson. Yeah, love
Yeah,
that
it's a
fight.
good fight. Good fight. Yeah, that's
Love,
right.
love, love that fight. But yeah, so Daniel Dubois was supposed to defend his IBF heavyweight title against Joseph Parker on Saturday. But then he fell ill. So the second person on this card got ill.
All right.
Um,
So I need a picture. I need a picture and I need a video of Dubois' dad taking a video of him in the hospital
no.
on IV, all that. Well, I need to see this. I don't believe it. I don't think it's true.
Oh man,
Yo,
no, no,
what
no.
they eating over there, man? What's
Well,
happening over
and
there?
and I put that on X too. I put it on X. That was like,
What they
hey,
drinking over there?
this is the thing. If you go to the Middle East, I've been there. I've been, I've gone around the world a couple times. When you go to the Middle East, man, they cook and prepare food differently. If you're not used to eating that, you're gonna get ill or feel ill, because your stomach is not used to that. Spices, how they cook and everything else. And maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it could just be like a flu going around. And I
This is
wouldn't be
true
surprised.
too. This
I
is true
wouldn't be
too.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like one or other another fighter that falls out before Saturday, bro.
Yes. Okay. If there's a flu, something. Because listen, man, Turkey's making sure all these guys are taken care of. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Them guys putting on great events, and Turkey is not gonna be letting stuff like this happen on his watch. But he can't control how other people get sick. So you don't. I want to hear people saying, "Oh, they playing games." Turkey ain't playing those games. He a serious dude about it. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted to see Dubois. Dubois could fight his ass off. Dubois don't give up for nobody. He don't pull out of fights. Dubois instigates fights. But you got a guy named Bakole that's coming over here. And talk to me, Abe. How you feel about
Yes. So Bakole, right? Bakole is a late replacement. Now, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I thought I loved Dubois versus Parker. No, I love me some Bakole versus Parker. Now that right there, you got my interest.
I what if it would have been Bakole versus Dubois? Ooh,
Oh,
all them
that
guys they gotta go.
literally would have been TNT for sure. But this is the thing: Joe Parker is just fast enough. I'm not saying he's Floyd Mayweather, but he's just fast enough on his feet to potentially get away from Bakole and his power. But the problem is that although Bakole is bigger and slower, he knows how to trap you better. And that's where the problem arises because Joe Parker, it could be a repeat of the what was it? The fight he fought against the Juggernaut, Big Head. What's his name?
Okay. Yeah, I get
Um,
that, but he ain't
it could
Joe
it could
Joyce. He
Joe
ain't
Joy.
Joe
It could
Joyce.
be a repeat of that, bro.
Yeah, but he ain't Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce was a walking, literally a walking juggernaut. He gets shot 20 times in the head and he'll keep on coming. Joe Joyce is crazy. Okay. And if I'm Joe Joyce and Bakole fighting each other would have been ridiculous. But I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why you say this is because Bakole has this presence in the ring that he has because of his feet. His feet. So he cuts the ring off very good. He dances while he's in the gym. He can do certain things. He's not like a big guy he's a very elusive big guy. So he knows how to cut the ring off. So that's the reason why. But Joseph Parker, he's been around the block a little bit. He turned his career around. It's gonna be a good fight, and I expect fireworks. I do not expect this fight to go the distance. To be honest, these guys both hit hard. Uh, if it does go the distance, I would favor Parker, but if it doesn't go the distance, I would favor Bakole.
Mm, mm. I mean, I
But the
like
belt
that
share,
fight. But this
I
is the
like it
thing,
too.
man. If you're Joseph Parker, man, having a last minute opponent like Bakole
No,
thrown in
that's
there,
bad. Yeah, because this is an unorthodox guy who has a different style than anybody else. Real elusive, defense good, hits hard, all that shit. It's difficult, but guess what? Joseph Parker has a good jab. With a good jab and good distance, you can do well against a guy like that. And before you know it, it's 8 rounds to three. Yeah. And you're like, oh,
hmm
okay, one more,
But
one more
listen,
round.
I love that fight. Um, do you think that Dubois ends up fighting um maybe Joshua instead of like the winner of this one next?
The boy has the belt.
Yes.
Damn, that's that. You see, that's what sucks for Joe Parker. You understand his opportunity. Um, yeah,
Yeah, like like Dubois, like not that
yeah.
Dubois wants to fight Joshua, but that Joshua tries to lure him in for another fight because I think that
Joshua can lure him in, but it depends where Joshua's at mentally as well. If does he really want the rematch right now, or does he want to get a tune-up and then get the rematch? What does Joshua want to do? Because guess what, Joshua runs everything in his
yeah,
way. In his way,
but you know what though? They also said that so Bakole was supposed to fight Joshua in Africa.
I heard about that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually heard about that. Yeah.
So um, so I don't know, like this is the thing. Like if Bakole beats Parker, there's you make Bakole fucking Daniel Dubois. Oh man,
Yes, you
you make
can. You
you
can do
make that,
that. You can do
you
that.
and then you put Joshua as the co-main.
Anthony Joshua could never be a co-main.
I knew you was gonna
How
say that.
dare you? That's not even on this. It's not- you can't even speak of such nonsense from
Oh,
these
I try,
immortals.
I try to slide that one by you.
Couldn't slide that over. Nah, Anthony Joshua is main event wherever he go. You understand?
Yeah. Oh
I hope
man.
Joshua gets a fight before that, and then he could fight the winner. They'll fight the winner because, and obviously Anthony Joshua wants to become world champion again, and he deserves it. So he's just got to fight again though, because you can't just and then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
to fight
But
again. You got to prove yourself.
he's got to
I
fight
mean,
some. I mean, who he's like. The thing is with Joshua, his choices are limited because who's he gonna fight? Like he can't fight the old heads in the UK no more. It's got to be Bakole. It's got to be maybe Zhilei Zhang if he
fight
wins.
Andy Ruiz.
Oh, Ruiz wants that fight too.
Fight Jarrell Miller.
Ah,
Who
yeah.
didn't
See,
fill
that's what
the
I'm
fight
saying.
last
Like,
time? Give him a shot. Let Jarrell make some money. Beat Jarrell if you can, and then you move on. Fight some
yeah.
guys that are appealing to the public eye that gotta.
Hmm.
Or, I mean, if you want to fight Chisora and give Chisora the big bag again, you can give him the big fucking bag again.
Yeah. War just
Why not? Yo, why?
why
Yo,
not?
why not? Though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in his last fight, he pretty much put himself in the position for
Shout
that.
out to Chisora, man. Chisora is that guy, man. He's a real life
Yeah,
rock. I fuck with that guy, man. I like that guy.
yeah, man, crazy. But listen, Bakole, Parker, it's gonna be a good fight. We're at 175. We
I'm
get to
excited for that.
200. We
I'm
get to
excited.
200 live viewers. I'm gonna give away these Mayweather
Yo,
gloves. So
listen. Tell your people, tell everybody to watch this show right now, and we're giving away a Floyd Mayweather Hayabusa glove at 200 viewers. I understand it's a Thursday, Floyd slid Abe the check real quick to, promote the Hayabusa glove, but it's all good. Hopefully, I can get a cut on that. But yeah, get your people to watch this show right now. We need 200 and we're giving away a glove. It could be anybody. So come on now.
yeah, that's what's up. All right, listen, the rest of the card we have. Let me see. Let's go with Jalei Zhang versus Kabayel.
I don't
Um,
know too much about that guy. That's the thing.
yeah,
I
so
just don't know too
Kabayel,
much.
he a young gun, young gunnish in regards to the scene. I mean, he's 32 years old. He's from Germany, so he did a lot of his fights overseas. But he's the one that stopped Frank Sanchez in May
Okay.
of last year,
Okay.
right in the
Frank
seventh
Sanchez was
round.
good. Frank Sanchez
Yeah,
was good, man.
and then he also beat Makhmudov in December 23. Let me see who else he's got. He beat Derek Chisora majority decision. Let me
Okay, he's
see.
there.
Let me
He's been
see.
there then. Okay.
Yeah, so he's been, he's fought some guys, and so um I don't know. Like I'm thinking this guy
Good fight
is
then.
gonna be tough,
It's gonna be a
but
good fight.
I just don't know if he is on the level of Zhilei Zhang in regards to the experience and the fighters he's been in there with. Zhilei is coming off a win against Deontay Wilder in June of last year. He lost against Joseph Parker, but he beat Joe Joyce twice. He beat Philip Ergovich. I mean, he lost to Philip Ergovich, which he probably should have won. But
He's
he's
been
also
in there,
four.
bro.
But he's also 41. So this is a good fight, a really good fight. This is for the interim WBC title.
Oh
So
wow.
there's a possibility that, let's say Zhang wins, he might fight Usyk.
Usyk ain't fighting nobody again. Usyk is done. Usyk might retire.
Yo,
He might take some time off, go down the cruiserweight, get a belt, and then retire.
Usyk said that he was fighting. He wanted to fight. Damn, I can't remember the name. And then he wanted to fight a UFC guy as an exhibition and then retire. So he wants to only fight two more fights. So a real boxing fight and then like a
John
UFC
Jones and something.
a UFC exhibition. No, one of the big guys now. I can't remember because I don't watch MMA. So one of the big MMA guys, he wants to fight him in a boxing match and then retire after that. But if he doesn't, pardon me, that could mean that Zhilei Zhang or Kaya Bell could end up being the full champion.
You never know. Yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean?
And
And then,
and once you have that belt, everybody's gonna be knocking on your door coming. But
yeah,
but remember, there's young heavyweights that are coming up too. So be on the lookout for those guys. Those
yeah.
those young heavyweights, they're coming up right now.
Speaking of young heavyweights, and I forgot to mention this before, but is it a wrap for Jared Anderson?
Listen, as Timothy Bradley said, the fuck you complain about elbows, bro? What are you complaining for? Get to work. Bro, I never heard any sassy shit like that. I hear sassy shit from all kind of guys, but those are the guys that ain't even boxing like that. You know what I'm saying? That probably just starting. They're like, no, don't, bro. We hit everything. We hit everything. You tell Mike, yo, Mike Tyson, were you hitting elbows? Man, I was fucking hitting elbows, and I punched him in the temple. Bro, we not caring about. He worried about hitting the elbow. Was he worried about his hands? Does he have any hand injuries like Shakur? Probably not. hit the motherfucker in his elbows, hit everything. Yo, Jared Anderson, I was really big on him, bro. I was big on him as in he's good. He's a young fighter, but I just always thought, to me, in the back of my head, the only thing with Jared Anderson, he's skillful, everything great. His size. He's not too big. Like, he's not huge. Like, he's not too big. And when these guys start laying them paws on you, it's like, whoa. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's different. And plus, now what we're seeing with the whole, when he was talking to Roy Jones and stuff like that, but why me, man? You know what I'm saying? The mental part of boxing, very important. Are you in it? You're gonna get a guy. Put yourself, okay. You wanna prove to everybody that you're still top notch. Okay, Jerry Anderson, fight Chisora. Then, if you can stop Chisora, which I don't even think so, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah,
But it's hard. It's hard to say. And I think Jared Anderson's a very marketable guy, all that type of shit. But I don't know. I just hear too much complaining.
yeah, yeah. And that, I mean, man, I don't know, bro. Like, it's just
He's a
he
good
just didn't see.
fighter, bro. He's
He didn't want to.
good.
He didn't want to be there, bro. He didn't want to be there.
He's good. But we hear so much stuff and read so much
Yeah,
stuff that he says.
yeah.
Oh, I
He
don't care
just.
about for boxing if I don't care about becoming a world champion. Remember, he said those words,
Yeah,
and you gotta
yeah. He just.
understand something. We bleed for this. We die to become world champion. Okay, I
He,
sacrificed my whole life to trying to become world champion. This is what we do, and for when you say things like that, it's gonna come back to you in the ring some way or somehow, and it's showing already. So
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, wild stuff, wild stuff. And listen, before we go on to the next fight, make sure you follow in Zachary Ochoa on X at Zachary Ochoa, and you can follow me at AG718 and at Fights ATW on X. All right, um, Virgil Ortiz versus Israel Majimov.
yeah.
Mm.
That's now we talking good shit. We
Ooh,
talking good shit. We talking good shit.
ooh. I mean,
Come on,
listen. Um, Yo, Madrimal's is about that life, bro. So is Virgil. They're about that life.
bomb burner.
Um, Madrimov is, more of a veteran at that weight class than Virgil is. This is only, I think, his second fight at 154, or maybe third. And my first. This is gonna sound silly, but before I even can think about what Virgil's gonna do, I just need to make sure that he makes weight tomorrow.
Yo, bro, he's making the weight. Virgil Ortiz is making the weight. The big kid, big guy, everything, but guess what? He's making the weight, bro. This is 154. This is different, man. 7 pounds different. You understand? Don't make the weight, you retire. He's making the weight, bro. He's gonna be good on this. Yeah.
Okay, now the fight itself. Um, he had a tough time with El Flaco Bohachuk. That was a really close fight. Madrimov is a little bit more elusive than Bohachuk. Moves around a little more, little counter. Um, you know, the Crawford fight wasn't as easy for Crawford as people thought it was going to be. That really don't know boxing, and now we have Virgil Madrimov. How does how does Virgil win this fight? Let's start with that.
Virgil wins this fight with good hard jabs and literally putting his power there. He has to put his power there. If not, if Madrimov doesn't respect your power, he's gonna be on you, all over you. Obviously, he respected Terence Crawford's power. That's why he wasn't jumping in so stupid. You're gonna see a lot of feints from Madrimov. You understand? So Virgil Ortiz has to use his jab. He has to have a good jab and he has to have good distance and he can't stay there. So if he throws a shot and he misses, he can't just stay there after he misses. He has to move because guess what's coming? A counter is coming from Madrimov. So this is a very interesting fight from Ortiz. Now Madrimov, what he's got to do is throw a lot of feints on Ortiz, let Ortiz overshoot his shots, and then counter, take him to school, go to the body a little bit, all of that. So it's a real interesting fight from that's going to be from both these guys, and it's not an easy one for Madrimov because he went to 12 rounds with Terence Crawford. I'm getting a temperament from Virgil Ortiz you never seen before. He's mad. He wants to prove shit. He's coming for smoke. So with a guy like that, be careful. You might see like a, it's like almost like a Benavidez thing. When Benavidez is mad, some guys they fight dumb when they're mad. Benavidez, Benavidez don't fight dumb when he's mad. He fights good and focused. Virgil Ortiz, he's not gonna be fighting dumb and
Hmm.
when he's mad. And he looks like he's focused right now. He's got good trainers. I'm excited to see Virgil perform, and I'm excited to see how Matrimorph leveled up from that last fight.
Yeah, and listen, Virgil Ortiz right now is a minus 125 favorite over Ismail Madrimov, who's at
Oh
plus
wow,
100. Yeah,
really?
so really tight
Really?
odds. Virgil
I wouldn't have thought that. Wow.
Virgil by KO TKO is at plus 330. Virgil by decision is at plus 190. Madrimov by KO TKO is at plus 400. Madrimov by decision is at plus 215.
These are weird numbers, man. Who's making
Yeah,
these odds? I don't. These
little
odds are weird.
little tight. So yeah, I think we're in for a good fight. And if Virgil is the guy that we all know that he is, and he looks really good in this fight, um, I have to say that because he might be the best in the division at that point. And the only reason
If he,
why I say that,
okay, you're saying that if he beats Matrimony.
yeah, it looks great because uh Crawford was on a podcast, I think, and he said that he's not coming back to 154 after going to 168 to fight Canelo.
Okay.
So, and he might not even because he said there's no like legacy fights for him there. So, you know, all you got is Fundura, you have Virgil, the other dude from main events that beat Tim Zoo, and potentially Xander and whoever fighting for WBO. That's going to be very interesting. Virgil might very well be the top guy in that division if he has a lot is riding on Saturday night.
Yes, he is. If Virgil Ortiz does get past Matrimorph, which is a big task, he is officially, to me, in my eyes, the best fighter at 154 pounds, excluding Terence Crawford.
Yeah,
Terence
of
Crawford's
course.
in his
Yeah,
own fucking. He's the
yeah.
best fighter. The reason why is because of his all around fighting style, skills, and everything.
Now the important question is, who do you have winning this fight?
It's hard. It's really hard. People gonna say Madrimov off of Virgil Ortiz's last performance. People gonna say that because that's why I don't like the odds are weird. That's why I'm like, okay, if Madrimov wins, he's only gonna win by decision. You understand? He's gonna if Madrimov win if this fight goes to decisions, like he's winning by decision. If this fight doesn't go to decisions, that means Madrimov probably got clipped and Virgil Ortiz fucking came at him and got the stoppage and everybody's going crazy about Virgil Ortiz and Golden Boy's little hype. That can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't know who would win this fight, but for me, it's more like Madrimov, man. He leveled up when he fought Terence Crawford, and so he could wind up beating Virgil Ortiz by unanimous decision.
Mm.
But
It's a good fight.
Virgil Ortiz, he learned a lot from his last fight, and he's coming really focused. He's coming into this fight very focused and with a different temperament. So, me personally, of course, I want to see Virgil Ortiz win this fight and level up and go get his straps.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm picking Virgil by decision. I'm picking Virgil by decision.
Okay.
And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe,
Maybe
if
Virgil
that does,
knock him out in the fifth round, bro.
maybe. And the other thing also is,
If he gets clipped with a big shot, he ain't gonna be coming in no more.
listen to this. If Virgil wins and let's say one of the other title fights aren't available, would you be excited if we got a Virgil Ortiz versus Errol Spence Jr. in Dallas?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. You know why? All right, you know why I'll be excited? It's because yo, you going to the weigh-ins when we both fought on, me and Virgil Ortiz both fought on Earl Spencer's card, and going to the weigh-ins, we were both in the same van together. So to see him going from we was fighting on the cards and all that stuff to going and fighting Earl Spence in motherfucking Cowboy Stadium, that's a big fight. And that's a fight everybody would tune in for. It would be a bomb burner, to be honest.
Hmm.
Hell yeah, fuck that. Let Virgil Cheese win this fight, Brody. And then you get to fight Earl Spence. If Earl Spence is, available.
Yeah, and you're doing that.
Big
Dallas,
fight.
man,
It's a
it's a
big
big fight
fight.
in Dallas.
Yeah,
Big
I
fight in
like
that.
that.
Oh, we have a special guest tuning in, coming into the Boxing Rush Hour show with Zach and I. I'm going to take this stuff off. Is promoter extraordinaire from 360 Promotions, Mr. Tom Loeffler. What's going on, Tom? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, Dave. I'm just actually on the way to Chumash. Normally I had the video on, but I'm driving up to Chumash right now. We got Sugar Cane Sandoval fighting tomorrow night in the main event. The
Nice.
Chumash shows, they're always great shows up there in the beautiful Santa Ynez Valley. And, one of the big news coming out for Kane is he moved down to Wildcard Gym and is training with Freddie Roach now. So this will be his first fight with Freddie Roach, and we're excited to see how that looks in the ring.
Nice. What's going
Yeah.
on, Tom?
Hi, Zach.
What's going on, man?
How are you?
Good, good.
Hey, so for those that don't know, promoter extraordinaire Tom Loeffler from 360 Promotions is on. He has a card on Friday night, UFC Fight Pass, and it's going to be live from the Shumash Casino in Santa Ynez, California. If you're there local, I don't know if there's still tickets available. Tom, are there still tickets available?
There's a few tickets. Like I said, the show's always sell out up there at Chumash, but there's a few tickets still available today. And anyone, in the Ventura area, Oxnard area, it's a great location to come up and watch some really good boxing.
Yeah, and Tom mentioned Kane Sandoval, junior welterweight. He's coming up. He's with Freddie now. He's also sparred Devin Haney. Did some work with Devin Haney, and when I spoke to Kane, we had that conversation. There's an article coming out on fightsatw.com later on today with featuring Kane. So we'll talk about that. You also have Gore Yeretsian.
Yeah, Gore Uritsian, yeah, he's a
Yeretsian?
welterweight. He also trains at Wildcard with Freddie Roach. So,
Oh, nice. There's a lot of good sparring there.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We lost him there for a second. He's probably in a little bit of a bad area. You hear us, Tom?
Probably in a tunnel or something.
Yeah. Oh, he might be just being a bad area. We'll wait till he comes back in. See if we hear him. Tom, just let us know if you're there.
I feel like any
Yeah.
young guys that actually, start training with Freddie Roach early in their career, they get some good gems from Freddie Roach. I feel like they learn a lot of stuff that they wouldn't learn with anybody else. And he's gonna drop jewels on them, no matter how long Freddie Roach stays in their career, because Freddie Roach is a little older now, but he has a lot of assistants like Marvin and all those guys. But I think anybody and any young fighter that is around Freddie or in Wildcard Gym, they're gonna pick up stuff, and it's gonna make them only improve as long as they do well. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, you back with us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you guys.
Okay, I hear you now. All right. And so, what are some of the other fighters that you think people should be looking forward to on tomorrow's card on UFC Fight Pass?
Well, as you mentioned, Gore Uritsian, just to go back to him, he had some great sparring with Kane Sandoval. Kane sparred with Devin Haney a few days, when Devin was a wild card. So, the great thing, just to touch on what Zach was saying about being a wild card or training with Freddie, is there's so many world-class fighters down there. King Callum Walsh trains down there, and just the type of sparring that they get on a regular basis is outstanding. And Freddie does have, a lot of knowledge that he can impart on the young fighters, and you can see the results in the ring for sure.
Yeah, and you also have Daniel Chucky Barrera. He's been in the Shumash quite a few times, also in the Commerce Casino. What are you expecting from Chucky Barrera this year as he continues his career?
We have some high expectations for Chucky. He's in a tough fight, really good fight that's going to be up there as the co-feature of this show. But he's got great potential. He's got a huge fan support, and we're excited to have Chucky back in the ring. And one female boxer I'm always looking forward to seeing in the ring is Lupita Medina. She's undefeated. She's in a very good match fight, a very competitive fight, and
He's good. He's good. I see him.
she kind of steals the show every time at the weigh-in, and her walkout in the ring. Definitely a big fan favorite having Lupita Medina on the show as well.
Yeah, and listen, Tom, I mean, if you're talking about the definition of activity matters, man, you are keeping these guys active, keeping them fighting, and you're turning right around and doing another show in March on St. Patrick's Day in New York City. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. That's headlined by Callum Walsh. St. Patty's weekend there in New York. We're actually doing a Sunday show, a Sunday matinee show. It's going to go from 4 to 9, and that's the day before St. Patrick's Day, the day before the parade. So we're expecting a lot of the Irish fans that were out there in Dublin for Callum's fight in September at the 3 Arena in Dublin. We expect them to come out and support Callum. He really put on a great show for the fans. It was 5,000 people in the arena out there, and this will be his third time at fighting at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, no, and it's you continually putting on these shows. It seems like you have one every month. Is that the expectation this year, that you're going to come right back in April, maybe with a Southern California show?
Yeah, Dana really likes what we're doing on UFC Fight Pass, so he's given us a green light to do a monthly series now. He's given us 12 shows this year, and
Wow.
The activity matters, just like you guys hit it right on the head. These young fighters keep them active, learning the ring, but not only active, but against quality fighters. If you look at the matchups that we put everyone in, look at Callum Walsh. He's fighting 19-1 Dean Sutherland from Scotland, someone with much more professional experience than Callum has. But those are the type of fights that these young fighters need, especially someone like Callum, who's headlining Madison Square Garden, headlining UFC Fight Pass, and he's right there. He's right in the top 10 now of the sanctioning bodies, and I would say he's the fastest rising star right now in boxing, having fought in Dublin last year. This is the third time at Madison Square Garden. He's doing some great things, and also trained by Freddie Roach at Wildcard.
Yeah, that's a big fan base too, man. With the Irish guys, I used to, growing up, I used to see John Duddy in the gym, and man, when he came and fought, they would always pull out. They would always come out and support their guy, man. So that's pretty good. It's real good.
Now, Tom, knowing that you're gonna have a show every month for the rest of the year, just kind of give us a quick peek into the curtain of what the vision is for this year for your company.
We're just continuing to build this generation of champions. We have Sergey Boachuk, rated number 1 in the world in the WBC right now. He had a nice win. He was actually supposed to fight Madrimov in December, and Madrimov got injured or got sick, and is fighting actually tomorrow, Saturday night over there in Riyadh. So we'll be watching what happens to Madrimov and Virgil Ortiz, but Sergey Boachuk is right there. Omar Trinidad, rated number 2 in the world in the IBF. We're looking for Omar to come back probably in May, I would say, of this year. Just keeping all of them busy. Abel Mejia's fighting on the show tomorrow night at Chumash. He's got a really a lot of potential. He's undefeated, good-looking kid that just needs to keep putting on impressive fights in the ring. And Abel Mejia has a nice future. So what I talked to Dana about is he's happy with what we're doing in boxing. He really likes the matchups. He likes the competitive fights. He likes we're getting the highest ratings they've ever gotten on UFC Fight Pass. And right now he's looking to develop. That we're developing these the young fighters into future champions, and he's really 100% behind what we're doing right now.
Yeah, and Tom, I was going to ask you. You mentioned Omar Trinidad. Are we going to see him fight some of the bigger names in the division? Maybe for some of the former world champions this year, because he's become so high up in the rankings. Wait, you there, Tom? Yeah, when you start going into those mountains and the valleys, the reception goes a little bad. You there, Tom? Yeah, the reception is it's a little bad. I'm hoping that it comes back in. Omar Trinidad, by the way, is a featherweight contender. You there, Tom? Oh, I lost him. Oh, he's coming back. Hey, Tom, you there?
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Omar Trinidad. Are we going to see him with those top names? Well, I feel like he's gotten to the point where he's high enough in the rankings where he's going to have to start facing either former world champions or world champions.
Yeah, absolutely. Omar's right there. He can fight for a world title really anytime. After the last performance that he had and beating Sosa from Argentina, that was the elimination fight for the number 2 spot. He's ready to fight any of the world champions. Him and Angelo Leo, for example, that would be a tremendous fight for Omar. And there's a lot of talent in his division as well, a lot of talent in that featherweight division. So, Omar just keeps getting better with every fight. Every time he gets in the ring, he has a bigger fan base, puts on exciting fights, and like I said, he's right there where he could fight for a world title this year.
All right. Well, listen, Tom, I appreciate your time once again. Tomorrow night, Chumash Casino. We're going to have a Tom Loeffler Presents 360 Promotions card on UFC Fight Pass. If you don't have UFC Fight Pass, that's the only way you can see it. So make sure you get one of those and you'll get to catch tomorrow night's card. And as Tom said, there will be a fight every month after that, with next month being the Sunday special with Callum Walsh, and kind of going from there. Tom, any last words for those that are listening in?
Yeah, just to touch on UFC Fight Pass, it's a great value. They do over 220 combat sports events a year. It's the biggest combat sports platform in the world, the streaming platform. So the fans definitely get their money's worth there. I think an annual subscription is right at like $99, something like that. So for that amount of money, you can watch all of our boxing shows and so many international MMA shows. They have karate, judo, wrestling, and anything you want to watch in combat sports. So we're excited about the partnership with them, and excited about these shows coming up. We got the next one is in April at Commerce Casino. That's Saturday Akhmedov, April 19th, back at Commerce Casino, for people that want to put that on their calendar as well.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Hey, listen,
Nice.
Tom. Thank you for your time again. We appreciate it, and everybody tune in UFC Fight Pass tomorrow night. Thanks, Tom. Have a safe trip up there.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Be safe, Tom.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay.
All right. All right. That was Tom Loeffler. Yeah. So you're
See,
the
that's what I'm
box.
talking about. Active. I didn't want to interrupt him. Activity. That's what it's about. Activity.
And on the Boxing Rush Hour show, you never know who's gonna pop in
You
and
never
uh
know, and
and
that's not
and
a
talk to the
little. That's
people.
not like a random guy. You understand? So
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. All right, listen. Before we go into the next fight, we have reached 258 live viewers. So I'll
let's
be
go.
giving this away right now. What I'm gonna do here, I think,
How we gonna
Mr.
do this, man?
I think the best way to do this
Who
is
comments? Where's the
I'm
comments?
I'm gonna ask a question, and I think the first person that answers the question
On the
on the
comments.
comments, whether on X or on YouTube, because those are the ones that pop up on here. If you're on X and YouTube, if you answer the question, and it's right, then I'll explain to you how I can get these to you. Okay, the question is going to be: Juanmita Lopez fought on Friday on his pro debut. This was 15, maybe like a week or so, over 15 years from the day that his father won his second division world title in the same building. If somebody can name me what division that was that he won a world title in the comments right now, first person that answers that will win these gloves.
I don't
And
even
these
know the answer to that.
and these are the gloves right here. Hayabusa Mayweather edition gloves. So I'll give them a few minutes for somebody to answer that, either on X comments or YouTube. It'll show up.
See, man, you got Tom Lawford out here with the 12 shows. You know what I'm saying? Tempting guys. Tempting guys. Come
Yeah,
on,
that's
through.
that's
Tempting.
what that's what we try to do over here. And plus,
Yeah.
he's got he's got a show tomorrow night. So it's dope. He comes on here, talks about it, let people know what to expect, and yeah, he's a guy that shout out to Tom Loeffler and 360 Promotions. Listen, no egos. He always makes time. Just be like, yo, whatever, and yeah, and it's dope that there's still people around like that'll mess with you and rock with you like that. So again, the question was Juanma Lopez, the father of Juanmita Lopez, won his second division almost 15 years, a little over 15 years to the date of his son's debut in the same building. What division was the title that he won in? If you can go to the comments, and whether in YouTube or in X, it'll show up on here. First person that names the division will get a pair of these Hayabusa Mayweather gloves. Shout out to Hayabusa. They sent it to me. Not necessarily
Okay,
Mayweather,
okay.
but Hayabusa sent them to me. So
Thank you.
dope. They're dope gloves. Really dope gloves. Super comfortable, legit. So 14 ounce. So yeah,
Yeah,
throw it on the
Hayabusa makes
comment.
some good stuff.
Throw it on the comments, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, let's go to the next fight while we wait. And if nobody answers it, then I hold on to the gloves, and that's it. But we'll see. All right, Carlos Adames versus Hamza Shiraz. That's a good fight. Really good fight. My only concern with Bronco Adames is that
And that's it.
he hasn't fought since June of last year, which was a unanimous decision over Terrell Gaucher. And then before that, he fought in 2023 one time against Julian Williams. And then in 2022, he fought one time against Juan Macias Montiel. The activity, bro, like at some point it's gonna catch up to him, and Hamza's been active. He fought, let me see, one, two, three times last year, with his last fight being in September. So
You might see a good win from Hamas. A good little win. Yeah, you might see a good win from Hamas.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, my thing got disconnected. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
You might see a good win from Hamas. I was saying,
Mm,
good win for his
mm.
resume. Good win for his resume, and a step up a level. Nah,
Yeah, yeah, and so I'm like the middleweight division just it's like it's a ghost town, man. There's not really anything exciting in that division. It's almost like wide open, waiting for somebody exciting to come up. It's like the champions, and then it's everybody else. There's no like really great contenders in between that.
that's hard. That's a weird division. It's a division that you would want to see just like Fandora and Crawford move into, and then
Mhm.
just stay right there fighting and everybody fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? It's a division that Jamel Charlo should have moved up and be fighting in that division to capture another world title in the second division. But now we just gotta wait for the young guys to come up now.
Yeah,
So we have to see. We have to wait and see.
and that might not still be out of the question. Jamel
No,
Charlo
it's
might,
definitely there. It's there.
yeah, Jamel Charlo might still come up and fight maybe the winner, for that belt. So should be an interesting fight. Who you got on that fight?
Of Hamas
Yeah,
versus
Hamaz and Adam is
I got Hamas. I got Hamas winning.
okay.
Just a good off the inactivity, and then uh yeah, he's looking more young and more fresh right now. But just don't sleep on the experience of Carlos because he comes to fight all the time.
No doubt. No doubt. All right. Listen, the main event. Before we get into the main event, one last time, I got the Mayweather Hayabusa gloves, 14 ounces. I'll be sending it to someone who can answer the question. Juanma Lopez, father of Juanmita Lopez, who pro debuted last Friday. If you can tell me which division his father won a title in that same building 15 years ago, put it in the comments, whether on X or YouTube, and I'll send you the gloves. Simple as that. No strings attached. Just kind of go from there. That's what we want to do today. It's Thursday. We want to do that. Zach feels generous today, and he said, "Yeah, Abe, go ahead and give those gloves away." So that's what I'm doing.
I like it. I like it. Floyd told me to do that.
Oh man, Floyd needs to give us the keys to the warehouse. We could just just take all the ones that we
Yeah, take
want.
all the whips, all his whips.
Anyway, Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol too. Listen, this is a tough fight because something tells me we're gonna see a mirror image of the first one, but this time I think Archer is a little more aggressive. Um, early, earlier, and that could spell trouble for Bivol late in the fight.
I believe that you might be right, but at the same time, Bivol might have corrected some defensive mistakes, and Arthur might get taken to school.
Mm,
And because Bivol is serious,
the master fencer.
he's fucking yes, yes, yes. He's and guess what? If Bivol wins this fight, they have to fight 3 times. I do not care. They have to go 3 times. It's a good fight, hard pick. I'm going with Bivol on this. In this fight. Um,
How
but
does he win? How does
Arthur
Bivol win?
by decision.
No, I'm
Arthur.
saying, but like in technique.
Oh, okay. So let's go there. We skipped the whole thing. Okay. Our Bivol, if he uses his distance, punches and bunches and combinations, comes off at good angles, but without his hands down, coming out with the angles. He has to come out
Mm,
right here and then bring his hands back down to where they normally are because usually he'll come out with his hands down and Arthur's on top of that, bro. He's on top of that just like the way Usyk was on top of that with Tyson Fury. It's the same shit. And that's the way. Pumping the jab, throwing good combinations, but also letting Arthur know I'm here to punch for real. I'm here to crack you for real. And he has to come in good physical shape, which of course before is going to come in great physical shape, but he needs to be using angles, a good jab, and punching in great combinations, and throwing some body shots in there. Take the steam off of Arthur a little bit. Now Arthur, he's got to cut the ring off, and he has to throw away more punches and take some chances way more than he did in the first fight to see if he can actually get the stoppage on Bivol instead of getting this close fight. Because you never know if he didn't drop him. Besides the scorecard, if he didn't drop him, it could have went either way. But I would like to see Arthur try and go for that stoppage and like put an exclamation point on the win that he did have, but on this win right here and solidify it. If not, I see Bivol pulling off I don't want to say an upset, but a surprise for everybody with some masterful boxing.
Yeah, I think if we're going to see the best version of Bivol is going to be Saturday. Like,
Gotta
you
be.
know, like if Bivol is the elite guy that we know that he is, then we're going to see an even better version from the first time on Saturday night.
Bivol
If
says something. He says things in his interviews that he's right here serious, bro. They say, "What do you think about the first fight?" He says, "No, it's not that I didn't win or that I lost or anything. It's about for me how I feel after the fight." And he's taking it so serious. He's not caring about the win, the loss. It's more of how he feels about the fight. So it's personal for him, and he's going to the ring with everything. And Arthur's a killer, bro. He wants to prove to everybody that the first fight wasn't a fluke. So he's training hard. He's fucking probably wrestling with bears and doing everything. You understand? So
and
this is a great fight.
and I think like for Arthur, I can't help but to think back on that first round when Arthur hit Bivol with, I think it was a right hand. He hurt Bivol, and after that round ended and Bivol came out for the second round, the fight changed. Bivol was like, nah, bro, I'm not going into that kitchen no more. Not like that. And I think that Beterbiev, it didn't register to him until like late in the fight where he started pouring it on.
Yeah, he saw
A-
it.
And I think that this time he's all of the hesitation of, oh, I'm fighting an elite guy as well. I think all of that is going to be gone. And we're going to see him fight like he fought the nail or like he fought Joe Smith Jr., where Better BF is he's coming straight into the front door, bro. Like, no fucks given.
I
He's coming straight through the front
And you
door.
know what's funny? You know what? You know what? You are right. I think you're right because I seen Arthur fight in person, bro. It's a bad motherfucker. That shit's crazy to be honest. And if he comes out like that, that's gonna be very hard for Bivol. But guess what? You seen Arthur get hurt. He gonna run into some Bivol shit. He might run into something. Who knows? So if he comes out like that, it's gonna make the fight even more intense, more entertaining for the fans, and then it's gonna push and have to force Bivol. Show us what you got. Let's see what's
Yeah.
going on besides the boxing. Let's see what's going. Show us your inside game, everything. And Abe, we got another great fight on our hands. I know
Yeah.
Abe. He's coming out through the door. We're gonna see a stoppage in the sixth round of Arthur versus Bivol. And you got me saying Bivol might beat him by decision. I get it. Okay, go ahead.
Front door.
Okay.
I honestly believe that Better BF feels like Bivol can't hurt him.
But I think Bivol knows that he's coming through the front door, man.
Mm.
And it's not, and of course he's gotta try and hurt Arthur.
But yeah,
He's
but the
got to.
problem the problem is that Bivol gas tank was kind of on E a little bit during those championship rounds, and he can't afford
Mm.
to do that because
Well,
he spent so much of the first 8 9 rounds, evading and moving and stuff like that, more than what he's done before that. He was spent by the last quarter, so or the last 3 rounds.
you know,
Um,
you made a point. There's certain ways to fight aggressive guys. There's two ways, and it's the same thing. You fight them in the beginning, move it around first, as you saw with Javante and Rolly Ramiro or Isaac Cruz. And then at the end, you step to the mirror and start fucking them up. There you go. And then there's the other way. You come at them in the beginning, straight off, not moving around too much, and you try and stop them. If you can't, now you box and you beat them all the way to decision, and they can't fuck with you no more because your gas tank is better than theirs. It's two ways, man. So
All right. So you're saying Bivol by decision.
yeah.
I'm saying Beterbiev late stoppage. Maybe controversial too.
But
Like
what's
maybe
late though?
late, like
Eight,
round
what, eight?
10, like 10.
8 or 10?
Like nah, like 10, 10 or
So
11.
what you're saying is Bivol is gonna get he's gonna get a little fatigue and he's gonna get clipped, he's gonna get caught with something.
Yeah. Or it's a situation where Beterbiev throws a bunch of flurries and the referee jumps in a little too early.
Oh my god. Damn. If any of y'all referees are watching this shit, don't do that. Chill out. Saying if somebody's hurt, really do it, yeah. But don't.
Now
Okay. But
let's let
has Arthur been dropped before?
he has.
Has he been hurt before?
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
Bivol clip his ass while he's coming in.
But
You never
But
know what was.
Bivol's been hurt too. He was hurt
Of
against Joe
course.
Smith in that fight.
Of course. Yeah, I was there, bro. I saw the massacre. I was there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm talking about Bivol and Joe Smith.
Oh, okay.
Joe Smith
Oh,
clipped
yes, this
Bivol
is true. This
and
is true.
Bivol was hurt. He
Yeah,
was
but he
hurt.
recovered like this, though.
He
Yeah.
did, but you know what though? That changed him. Ever since that fight, Bivol's he altered his style because he didn't like the way that shit felt. He didn't like that shit at all.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm very happy that these guys are fighting. The reason why is because they're both respectful fighters, and they both training their asses off and training their asses off. And they really, it's literally almost like a fucking dream fight, like the best cartoon for the verse fighting the other best cartoon guys fighting each other, and it's like I'm just happy no matter who wins, because this is what boxing's about. The best,
Mm-hmm.
literally fighting the best. These are the best guys, and Bivol's trying to get all his straps back, and
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Now, the odds, the odds for this fight right now, Artur Beterbiev is the favorite at minus 130. Beterbiev underdog at plus 105. So Beterbiev by KO TKO is at plus 225. Beterbiev by decisions at plus 260. Excuse me. Bivol by TKO KO is at plus 1,000. Bivol by decision
Wow.
is at plus 140. So
I'm gonna put $500 on the draw, and I'm gonna walk away with
oh
all y'all money.
hold on. We got somebody joining us. Okay, we got Fight Sport Talk. Who's this?
What up, Fight Sport?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I run a channel, Fight Sport Talk, talking about boxing and MMA. And yeah, with all the news that just broke, I just had to jump on somewhere and talk about it because I was on a show earlier today, and the Bakole news came in the last 10 minutes, and
Yep.
now it's official.
Yep.
So
What's your name, man?
sorry?
What's your name?
Oh, you can just call me Jay. That's
All
not
right,
my
Jay.
real name, but I'm not putting my name out there just yet. But yeah, it's
all
it's
right,
crazy because, you know, as a New Zealander, I was picking Parker to win, and I thought it wasn't actually a difficult pick. But Bakole's an interesting one because this guy, even though his record doesn't look like he should be that dangerous, he's incredible in the ring. And I don't know whether he's been fighting guys who were just intimidated by him, but he looks far more formidable now than he did when he was younger. And usually it's the reverse for fighters. And Parker was beaten up badly by Joe Joyce. So this is as far as last minute replacements, this might be the most dangerous one I've seen.
Yeah, this is bad. This is a bad replacement, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Now what are how are over there in New Zealand, how are people feeling about just in general about Joe Parker coming into this fight before the Daniel Dubois illness situation?
Well, people were giving him a lot of a good chance to beat Dubois because Dubois. It's not just that he's been beaten up twice, but he's quit twice, and one time was off a jab from Usyk, who I think the world of Alexander Usyk, but he's not a big puncher. So people were giving Parker a lot of credit, but now, I mean, I haven't really talked to anybody about it, but I have a feeling a lot of people are going to overlook Bakole because he doesn't have the resume of a Deontay Wilder or anything, but this guy is far more dangerous than Wilder. Certainly the version that Parker fought. So, but a lot of people in New Zealand, a lot of people overlook Parker because even when he was heavyweight champion the first time, people thought, oh well, this guy's no match for Joshua, because a lot of New Zealanders are casuals. I mean, I love my guys, but a lot of them are casuals. So they look at knockout power and they think, oh, the Parker ain't knocking anyone out. And neither did Holyfield, and you know what? We know what happened there. So people just they get caught up with the knockouts, and because Parker doesn't have many great knockouts at this level, they overlook him.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm really interested in this fight. We'll see. I'm waiting to see the WBO. They were going to huddle back up because initially, Parker, he's the interim WBO champ. He was going to be stripped once the bell rang.
Oh,
given the situation, Gustavo Olivieri, WBO president, he was on X and he said that they were going to huddle back up because of the situation changing to see if that's still going to be the case or not, because Joe Parker isn't fighting for a title.
Yeah, I don't think he should be stripped at all, to be honest.
Yeah. What you think, Jay?
Yeah, I don't really care if he's stripped or not. I mean, first of all, there were far too many interim titles. Now Parker was worthy of one, but I didn't even realize until yesterday when I was on a show. I didn't realize that Bud Crawford didn't just take Madrimav's WBA title. He took the WBO interim title, which is currently held by Sebastian Fundora. But there are just so many interim titles. It's hard to say because on one hand, an interim title should guarantee you a title shot, but at the same time, I mean, before people go crazy, I've debated the LDBC about this, and we get on fine. So it's no hate here. But Vasyl Lomachenko did not duck Devin Haney, and people say, well, he was the interim title holder. It's like he was fighting who? So I don't think if Parker gets stripped, it's no big deal because
I like this guy, Jay.
Thanks, man. So if Parker gets stripped, it's okay. You have to be a complete numpty to think, oh well, he's not there, to think that affects him. I mean, this guy's got the best resume behind Usyk, Joshua, and I would say it's equal with Fury. So if he gets stripped, no big deal. Nobody's going to care, and he should be next for a title shot anyway, win or lose.
Yeah, he deserves a title shot. That's what it's about. Yep.
Yeah. So are you're picking Parker by decision?
No, I want to wait and
see.
No, he's not. I want to wait and see what happens with the weights, because when Andy Lee said Parker was 260 when he started camp, I thought, well, that's concerning because Parker, I don't know why Parker comes in heavier than he needs to. Like, when you're not a big guy, you should rely on your boxing skills. And I mean, I picked, people can check out my prediction video. I thought Parker was going to beat Zhang, and he did, but I thought he was going to fight a lot smarter in that fight, whereas he met Zhang head on. And if he does that with Bakole, I just think he's going to get crushed, because so if he's heavy, then he's not going to be boxing against Bakole. He's going to try to stand with him, and that's just, I think that's crazy.
I think Jay really likes Parker, but he thinks Bakole's going to smash him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Bakole's, his technique's bad, his footwork's bad, his defense is non-existent, but he's just freaking enormous. And but again, I don't know whether Bakole, we don't know how good he is, because Jared Anderson, again, people can watch my post-fight video on that. I said going into, well, I said this after the fight, but before he got smoked by Bakole, you could see Anderson looking like, for lack of better words, a baby. Like there were warning signs that Anderson was just a hype job. Don't know what that's or what's going on there. Some noise in my neighborhood. But yeah, I want to see what Parker weighs in at, and also Bacole's never going to look that great on the scale, but I mean, how overweight is he? So
yeah. Is it an Andy Ruiz situation where he put on another 25, 30 pounds or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, I don't think he will be. I think Bacole's going to be in a okay shape because he was getting ready to fight a Jagba.
Yeah.
But again, I don't. Parker was the reason why I don't pay too much attention to the Joyce losses because it's very clearly he was sick. Like not only was he heavy, but he was soft in that fight. Whereas you see him against Zhang, the guy's by his standards, he's toned. So if he's toned in this fight, I give him a good chance. But I don't know, man, because Bacole's just too relentless. And pressure guys. Here's the thing: Parker's not going to quit in the fight because he's never quit. But sometimes these big guys, especially Bakole, who's like 300 pounds or something crazy, and unlike Zhang, he doesn't gas after 6 rounds. Sometimes those guys can wear you out. So it's a tricky one. I'm still thinking this fight's very intriguing. And I wasn't too. Don't get me wrong. I got bamboozled a bit by the Schofields. I thought there was not a chance in hell that they had made stuff up, and I thought no fighter is going to make up the accusations that they have. I mean, maybe they've gone a little overboard, but clearly they've got to have some proof. And it turns out that they backtrack. But I wasn't that upset when they fell out because Shakur Stevenson's was probably going to win anyway.
Yeah. And listen, Jay, before we sign out with you, we want to, me and Zach and I spoke about Beterbiev, Bivol. What are your thoughts on the fight, and who do you see winning?
I think Beterbiev wins. I think people really go overboard with the first fight. There was no robbery. I mean, you can't. Bivol did several things wrong. When he was picking Beterbiev apart and not overexerting himself, and Beterbiev was just, to quote Paulie Malignaggi, he was just following the leader. He was winning pretty handily. As soon as Beterbiev decided, okay, I'm going to stop chasing this guy, I'm going to let him come to me, and I'm going to look to counter him. People need to rewatch the fight. There were these cuffing shots around the temple area, which I don't know if they hurt Bivol that bad, but Bivol did several things wrong where he would step back, he would stop throwing punches for entire minutes, and it's hard for me to say you were robbed in a fight where you didn't throw punches for long periods of a round. You just don't do that at this level, especially and you just hold on. Bivol, he needs to make sure that he doesn't give Beterbiev those opportunities. And it's hard because Beterbiev is an excellent boxer. So I think Beterbiev wins. I think he's not going to chase Bivol around. And as soon as he starts landing, I think Bivol, I don't expect him to give up in this fight, but Beterbiev has that power that just changes, that just turns things around. And
Come
Bivol,
on, man.
So I got Beterbiev.
Man. He's going with you. He's going with the same thing you say. He's coming through the door, bro. Bivol. Arthur's coming through the door. Okay.
Yeah. All right, listen, Jay, we appreciate it. Let the people know where they can follow you at.
Yeah, Fight Sports Talk. I need to be more active on Twitter, and I need to get back to uploading regularly. But yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Love to be on again, Jay. And yeah, catch you later.
All right, man. Take care.
That's what we like to see, man. People coming in, you know what I'm saying? We got to do that more. We just need more people to come in and do that more often early in the show. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's great about this show is you can get input from everybody, whether you know boxing or don't know boxing. And it just helps everybody have a different look on certain things, which is cool.
Yeah, he's from New Zealand.
That's from around the world.
Yeah. Yeah. We had Tom Loeffler talking about his UFC Fight Pass. card tomorrow night, and then now we have Jay coming in. So I still got the Hayabusa gloves. One last time, I'm going to ask the question. If they can answer it on the comment section, you get the gloves. I got the
Yep.
Floyd Mayweather Hayabusa gloves, 14 ounce. The question is, Juanmita Lopez debuted last Friday at the Madison Square Garden. His father is Juanma Lopez, who won his second division title 15 years, almost a little over 15 years to the date, in the same building. Which division was it that he won the title in that night? Answer in the comments, and you get the gloves. First person that answers it. If not, then I'll keep the gloves and I'll give them away next time. But we have, 311 people, so we reached the number that we were trying to get for the giveaway. It was actually like 250, but we surpassed that. So
Nice.
listen,
You just got,
comment on
what I'm
there.
saying? You just gotta look up Floyd's signature. You know what I'm saying? And then just get the silver mark and just do it on there, and people be like this on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a wrap for this
Nice.
show. We have the fights next weekend as well. Oh, early start time tomorrow. The pay-per-view is going to be at 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
Who told you that? Turkey? Who told you that?
Yeah, Turkey messaged me. He's like, "Yo, Abe, I need you to put it out there." 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific is going to be the start of the show. The main event estimated time is 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. So that's the estimated ring walk for the main event. Obviously, that's based on the times that the other fights get done. But yeah, I mean, looking forward to that. You got the Tank fight the week after. On Monday, Junto Nakatani fights in Japan on ESPN Plus real early in the morning. It is like at 3 a.m. Eastern. So check that out. That's this Monday. Junto Nakatani is fighting with the thought of maybe fighting Naoya Inoue at some point later this year or early next year. So we'll see what it is. But yeah, we got the Times Square freebie in May between Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, and Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez coming up. Canelo versus William Skull for the IBF super middleweight title. We got Inoue fighting Picasso. Yeah, and then we roll into the summer. So it's some exciting times. Zach, talk to the people what you want to tell them.
I want to tell them that tune in. Well, not tonight. Tune in this weekend. You know what I'm saying? That everybody's gonna have some great fights, man. I'm excited for these fights that are coming up. I'm excited for a lot of the boxing that's coming up now. But yeah, man, boxing's taking a little bit of a turn, and you're seeing a lot of guys moving up in weight. You're seeing like the who we had Stephen Fulton and all these guys, and you're seeing Terrence Crawford start moving up in weight. You're seeing a lot of guys moving up in weight, which goes to show you how much more competition there is, and different fighters gonna be fighting each other. So hopefully we get the great fights that we're supposed to get. But right now, this weekend though, it's gonna be a great fight. And me personally, I'm really excited for Virgil Ortiz versus Madrimov. And yeah, everybody look out for it.
Yeah, and listen, also, support your regional club shows, local club shows, whether that's in person, or whether that's on the stream, like tomorrow night's UFC Fight Pass. You got Kane Sandoval who's coming up. You have Omar Trinidad, who's I think number 2 at the WBC in featherweight, who's fighting on the Callum Walsh card in March. He might fight Stephen Fulton, or he might fight Angelo Leo. Or he might fight Shushu. These are guys that are up next. So, it's good to catch them now and see what they're about, so that when they do get the big fights, you already know what it is. You know their style. You know what to expect. And so, yeah, fightacw.com is the website. Zach, whenever he returns to Twitter or X, it'll be at Zachary Ochoa, even though he be on there kind of lurking in the shadows a bit. I see you.
A little bit, a little bit. Yo, Abe so smooth. The way he threw in stay in tune with your local club shows. I love this guy. The way he's such a he's such a smooth guy, Abe. He's just a smooth guy, man. But I hope everybody has a great weekend, man. Enjoy the weekend of boxing. Don't forget to keep tweeting about boxing, no matter what you got to tweet about. Just keep tweeting, keep commenting on people's pages and all that stuff. And let's just keep making boxing great.
That's right. That's right. And in that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. 328 live. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming with us on this little ride. Till next time. Peace.